Welcome to The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens with Colette Marie Steffen, inspiring shift on Transformation Talk Radio, gracing the airways every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific since 2013. And we're live on Facebook, providing nuggets of wisdom, tales from the vector, and energetic upgrades to lift you, shift you, and empower you to ride the wave of infinite potential. Do you have a problem? It is never what you think it is. Logical questions require creative solutions. Colette is a leading expert in the field of quantum energetic transformation. Learn to identify the usual energetic suspects and major accomplices to unveil another layer preventing you from living your authentic desires. You are a blank canvas. May as well paint a rainbow. We'd love to hear from you. Call 1-800-930-2819.
Hi, everyone. This is Colette Marie Steffen, and you're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. And I'm just laughing. I was saying to Olivia, my producer, that when I'm feeling kind of like, I'm too tired to get one more thing done, I listen to my new jingle and I'm like, onward ho. So I want to thank you for that. It just makes me laugh, and that's good. So it's been a very, very, very busy week for me. Busy around me. I am totally, completely surrounded by construction here. And then my hedge guy just showed up. And he's very, very, very good at trimming hedges. And, he had time today. So it may be a little bit noisy. The floor was rocking here yesterday. They've got another, Stella was totally, completely like freaked because she's convinced that the crane, she got okay. She's like, okay, that small crane, it's been there for a couple of days now. But then they brought in a huge crane and they brought in, and it was swinging with this big drill bit because they're digging a hole for the bridge down there. It's like a $3 million project. And so there's trailers and trucks and engineers. And then right across the street, they're building the last building in the series of townhouses across there. And then the construction's coming around the corner right in front of my house here. And so needless to say, we may be getting the Baby Steps program out just maybe a couple days late. I have to wait and see. I couldn't do video for the last 2 days because they're working from day to night. And I think it's because they have this massive, huge equipment that's probably like bazillion dollars to operate with. And they're all like, really like, it looks like a huge endeavor. And the whole block, it's just craziness out there. So I've just had to learn to, I'm so grateful for my face yoga. So that I've been doing, I started that on Valentine's Day, Singles Awareness Day. And then we went through trying a couple different platforms to use and settled on this Demio, which I just love. And so I'm learning to use it and I'm feeling a lot more comfortable. So now today was actually, I made it officially day 2. Yesterday was day 1 of week 1. And so those are still going day and night. And those are available. I do energetic shifting on those Be Irresistible Face Yoga calls. Their classes, you can sign up individually, or you can sign up for a week, or you can sign up for a month. And if you go to my newsletter and sign up for that and join the club, then you can also get the benefit of our specials, which is you can bring a friend for free. If you buy an individual for Face Your Day with a Splash, or with the night one, which is Pillow Talk Sweet Dreams. So the morning one is wind up, and the evening one is a wind down. So it will work either way. In about a week from now, I will have a library of them, and we will be able to change it so people can go directly in and watch them at any time. So they'll be up earlier in the morning and later at night, depending on where you live, because I'm working within so many time zones. So it's been busy with that, and I've been really, really, really enjoying them. And it's really been good to take the time to, to center and be grounded right now. There's a lot going on. And so also when you join the club with Truth is Funny, you can also have access to my 15-minute Get Your Shift Together sessions. Right now, because of my schedule, getting my programs out and everything, I have a smaller time frame where I can do personal consultations. You can also get a 45-minute consultation with me. And so I'm happy to say that I do finally have the entire Energetic Upgrade Call to Dance online program mapped out until the end of 2022. And so that's kind of what I was wanting to make sure that I have it organized so that I'm building upon the information. And it starts with the baby steps, which is a 30-day program. And that's the one that I wanted to start tomorrow, but I haven't been able to do the video. So it's only about a day behind, but I need that day. Unfortunately, we'll see if they finish the major noise out here, and then I'll be able to do it tomorrow. And but in any case, day one will be whenever you want to start, and it's a 30-day program where it's basically the foundation for my entire course in very simple steps. And so this is the very basic information about how I shift energy. And then sharing some psychosomatics, a little bit of astrology, explaining chakras, etc., like that. And so it's a 30-day program. The homework, there's an assignment at the end of each day before you go to the next day. So I make sure, yes, you have it. And that assignment is coloring in and going into reflection of what that what you're coloring in means. This satisfies a lot of logical thinking people if they're doing something while they're energetically tuning in. It's very interesting. This is something that I learned with face yoga. Is one of the most challenging things for any mother, anyone who's been a mother, and in particular mothers with very young children. Mothers with very, very young children, if as soon as they can't keep their eyes closed, if they hear even like a feather drop, like in the room next door in the far corner, they will open their eyes and come out of that state very quickly, because with young children, that's what they're doing, is they're trained to, their body has been trained to be startled, even in sleep, to be startled and wake up if the baby cries, etc. And so these are the energetic shifts are taking care of your body, your soul, and your spirit. And so this is something this is like a 14-year project that I'm just thrilled to finally have on the table. And the landing page, when I started this, I thought that I was going to have the foundation program, which expands upon all this information in the baby steps. I at first thought it was going to be about a 6-month program, and it turns out it's 9 months because there's that much information. And for me to really get that foundation. So what it is expanding upon each of those, that information. And then we go to anatomy and atomy. And this is taking very specific subjects to the next level. And I love how I've done it, because you can choose, once you've taken the foundation course, you're good to go with any of these extras. So if some people really want to learn more about anatomy and color that in and learn how the body parts are energetically connected. Some people want to learn more about pregnancy, maybe how to energetically shift animals and babies in more detail, how finances, all sorts of, so all the different areas of life. And I love the idea that as I get them done, there's, numeric profiling, astrology, just going into it a little bit deeper and being able to choose which area of interest if you wanted to continue to learn more. So I think Olivia, we're quite close to a break now, are we? Yeah. I just wanted to check.
We're pretty close to a break here. If we want to take a break and then take a caller.
Yeah. I was just wondering how many minutes we have, because if we have the caller, we could just get in touch with the caller and see what's going on.
Yeah, we could do that. We just got a couple minutes here, so.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right.
Thank you.
So we've got Laura from Saskatchewan. Laura, you are on with Colette Marie Steffen.
Hey, Laura.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Colette. How are you?
This is Laura from my old stomping grounds. Is this Laura, my neighbor?
Yeah, it's Laura, your neighbor.
What other Laura? Oh, I love to hear your voice. It's so good to hear your voice. How's my little girls and that little guy doing?
Oh, well, that's sort of who I'm calling about. The little guy's full of it. He's spicy as ever. He's good. But the girls, so they're school age. They're turning 10 in June. Mm-hmm. And they've been for weeks now. I know, 10 in June, right? Think of how far they came with you. But they're having a lot of trouble sleeping at night. And they're waking up with, it's like night terrors. They're not really awake, but they're shaking and they're crying and they're really upset.
Oh, okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break here. And I just want to tune into this. I just want to get a number from you when you tune into your daughters. Mm-hmm. And they're about to turn 10, and they're going to be 10 on the cusp, right?
Yeah, the 22nd.
Right. Okay, I know what it is. We'll work on it when we come back. I just need a number from you first. What is your number?
9. 9 is just coming through.
And when did the dreams, the night terrors start?
Around Christmas.
Okay. All right. Just hang in there. Can you hang in through the break here? And then we'll come right back and we'll work on this. Okay. This is Colette Marie Steffen. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. And we're talking about shifting energy. And I guess we're talking about night terrors. So we'll be back after this short break. Bye for now. We're live on Facebook, and the phone number is 1-800-930-2819. We'll be right back.
Start shifting possibilities into probabilities with Colette Marie Steffen through her Energetic Upgrade online programs and personal consultations. Colette is a leading expert in the field of quantum energetic transformation. Are you ready to get your shift together? Book a 45-minute Energetic Upgrade session with Colette and check out all the Energetic Upgrade programs at thetruthisfunny.com.
Are you feeling the complexity of life? Do you feel that urge to step into something greater? Tune in to Nailed It Radio. Find your simplicity within your complexity with me, life coach Carrie Nail. Tune in each month on transformationtalkradio.com to discover what it means to use your full power to be the best version of yourself. Imagine stepping into the energy of saying yes to yourself and knowing you nailed it. For more information about me, visit carrienail.com. Hey there, I'm Ricky Schwartz from My Turn Life Coaching, Reclaim Your Life. How do you know if you're living your life and not someone else's? Here's one way to find out. First, list out your top 5 core values. For example, mine are empathy, excellence, passion, service, and core values. Then put those core values into short first-person core value statements. In my case, 1, empathy powers my relationships. 2, excellence is the goal in all things I do. 3, passion fuels my perseverance. 4, my value is measured by my service to others. And 5, core values drive all of my life decisions. Now ask yourself, am I using my core value statements to drive my personal and professional decisions? Maybe not. Maybe you've never even considered doing so. And that's where life coaching begins. Go to myturnlifecoaching.com and let's put your personal core values into your driver's seat.
Hi, this is Colette Marie Steffen. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network, and we do have a caller right now. We are taking callers. I'm in the mood for shifting energy. 1-800-930-2819. We're talking to a mom of 2 girls that are turning 10, and they're having night terrors since Christmas, but I'm picking up it was before Christmas. It was more around December the 9th is the day I got. Did something happen then?
I think it probably would have been around then that they realized my brother and sister wouldn't be able to travel home and spend Christmas with them. And that was a big one for them.
Yeah. Because I'm getting that it's coming up karma. It's coming up ancestral. And so I'm just, is it okay if I share your story just a little bit? Or will you share your story? It would be better if you shared your story about your daughters as much as you want to share.
But with the 9th, just so you know, so my grandfather on my mother's side was born, we don't know exactly what day, but it was someday between the 7th and 10th of December.
Okay. So this is the, I just said, did I say ancestor?
Yeah.
And
you did say ancestor.
Okay. So, and this is, you have a person that was born between the 7th and the 10th of December?
Yeah.
And this ancestor is on your side of the maternal line?
Yeah, my mom's dad.
Yeah, he's coming through. But see, do you know anything about him?
Oh, yeah, I knew he was my opa growing up. We were really close.
See, because I'm interested in the fact that they're having these night terrors because he's coming in with love. Like when he comes in, he's not scary at all. That's why I was asking. And I've met him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many times.
He always was like the guy to call. You know? The neighborhood. Yeah, it's just like, see, your daughters are very energetically tuned into him.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're, well, how long, I mean, do you want to, like, you grew up you were next door to me when I was, for 15 years or something, when I was raising my daughters. So it's like we're family. And so just give a little bit of your history here, and I'm just going to energetically tune in and see what's going on here. It was on December the 9th. That's really an interesting day. So just tell your story, and I'm going to work on it. Okay.
So, I've known Colette, like she said. I was a neighbor. I feel like, was I 9 or 10 when you moved in next door to us? Something like that.
Yeah, you
and so I
were
got
about to enter your very rebellious
when I
teenage
had all of
angst. Every
and
3 or 4 months, you'd come home looking different. It was so cute.
a lot of
Yeah, so go ahead. I just want to say this though. Always, I found very polite, and even though you were acting tough, but you are tough. Having said that, your energy was like you were really trying to protect yourself by acting tough. Is what I realized how brave you were. And so we're just going to can let you continue here then. Just had to say that.
So my daughters and I got pregnant. It was a very high-risk pregnancy, and we were given at the start about a 50% chance that they would survive this pregnancy, and told there's really nothing we could do, and that if they did survive, we were told to prepare to expect a lot of problems, that they could be around 2 to 3 pounds was the size they expected, and the longer the pregnancy went and the bigger they got, the higher the risk got. And it's because they shared an amniotic sac, and they moved a lot. Like, all my babies did in pregnancy. They moved more than was considered normal. So after I had a down over this news and cried in bed for a couple of days, my husband said, call Colette, not collect, call Colette. And that was the biggest shift of my life when you said, who can see a positive future for their children, if not their mother? And I still get the tingles when I repeat that. Yeah, I get it shift. Too. So,
because I told you, these children, because what happens is generally one gets more nutrition than the other.
Yeah.
And see, this is so interesting because this would have been right around the time when I just got back from taking the emissary program of the Resonance Project Foundation. And they were talking about string theory. And honestly, I'm not a math person by any means, but I got it on a different level. And so when string theory, so I apologize to all your quantum physicists out there, but the way I was seeing it is all these interconnections that Nassim explained. It's always spinning and spiraling, and there's all these intertwinings, and this is these ancestral connections, coming through right now is what's going on. And so string theory for me was the umbilical cord and the umbilical cord. And I had them do a dance so that I strengthened them to be really aware of each other and the positioning. So that I used that, I don't know, it wasn't correct or anything, but it was just a motion that Nassim had shown. And the way he showed it, that I made the babies do that. And that's why they were moving more. And I made sure that they both got the same nutrition. And then your womb is water, the amniotic fluid, very emotional. Yeah. And if you're sending one thought after another of fear, when I was trained in psychosomatics therapy by Herman Mueller, and he was just amazing at it, and he studied the effects of mothers after World War II of babies in the womb with the fear, of women being afraid in war of rape and murder and all of that. And that's the energy that's coming up, is the ancestors coming through going alarm, 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 alarm. So I'm picking up this energy that your daughters are feeling, these intertwinings of karma, and it's not theirs. It's not theirs. Can we skip the break, Olivia?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I just really want to energetically shift this because night terrors are very different from like a nightmare. Do you want to explain what's happening with your daughters? First of all, what the doctors were expecting, what happened in reality when they were born. Tell us about when they were supposed to be born and take it from there.
Well, they expected them to be very small, like I said, 2 to 3 pounds, and the neonatologist who runs the NICU had actually hired 1 or 2 extra staff members, LPN nurses, to come in and to be just their care providers. And then these girls came out after delaying the C-section for a week. They wanted to be born on the cusp of cancer.
Well, I just have to interject here because this is not uncommon with babies, and this is astrologically. These babies, when I entered, because you phoned me and I was at a seminar in Vancouver. I was teaching a seminar, and you phoned from the hospital and you were crying and you said, there was 28 babies born this week and they can't take my babies out. And my babies need to come out or the doctors are worried. And I'm like, settle down, settle down. They both feel fine. They're in the incubator. And then I said, let me talk to your mom. And I said, this is so funny that I said, I don't know how you're going to take this, but I just want to explain what I'm getting and, take it with a grain of salt. I said, but these babies do not want to be born Geminis because they say twins upon twins is just too much for everybody. And they want to be born in the sign of Cancer instead. And that's why they're waiting. And she said, I'll never forget it. She said, oh, that's good. I never got along with my mom that well when I was younger because she was a Gemini.
Yes.
And what happened? When were they born?
And so that they
on
were
the
born
cusp.
on June 22nd, right on the cusp. And they were, so Lily was 4 pounds 9 ounces, and the Alex was 4 pounds 6 ounces. So within 3 ounces of each other, almost the exact same size. But the umbilical cord had 5 distinct knots. The
Yes,
surgeon,
I remember.
She was so shocked by these knots and the size of the girls and how well they were doing that she had my husband whip out his phone and snap pictures of the umbilical cord because she said they shouldn't even be here. This is a miracle. They shouldn't have survived this.
What's interesting, though, is the knots were very loose.
Mm-hmm.
There
was no cord blood flow, like the cord blood flow was not at all restricted.
No, because they were doing quantum string theory, which I really can't understand, explain to you, but I sat there and I listened to it and I downloaded it and then I applied it, and thought of them doing this and always in this dance the whole time. That's why they were moving so much. And to be 2 pounds more, and they were so busy. And how are they? How did their development go? What did you all find?
Oh, I mean, technically because they were born 8 weeks early, so they were premature and that there should be a bit of a delay, but there never was. I mean, they needed sign language, and they were speaking I think they were 1.5, and we hit 200 words, and then I just stopped counting because I said we're good.
Yeah,
and since then, I mean, they do very well in everything they do well. Yeah,
and so this is just coming up. Honestly, it's coming up that it's challenging for ancestors to come through sometimes, and the way they do it is through quite often technology. And quite often it'll be light bulbs breaking, snapping. It'll be like interference in TV show or appliances will go. Like when I let my cat Pearl go, I felt her spirit jump out of her body. It was just poof, like a big spark. And I lost my fridge, my stove, and my dishwasher all quit working. And all 4 lights above the kitchen snapped. And this is like, because I was very upset to let her go.
Yeah.
And so what's coming up is we want to strengthen for him to recognize, because what's coming up is he has such a loving, close connection, but his concern, it's not that much different from saying, if a father can't believe in a strong future for his daughter or his granddaughter or his daughter, granddaughter, and great-granddaughters and grandson, great-grandson, then who will? And so we're just going to strengthen him. I'm getting that, like, 'cause he is such a beautiful man. Like, just everybody loves him, you know?
Yeah.
And, but like my dad, he also, after he crossed the veil, he hung around quite a while. And then he told me he was retiring after we got the watches. I don't have my watch on today, after my daughter was injured at work. And he came through loud and clear and said, I'm retiring. I'm going fishing. And so it's about allowing your mother's father to let go of concerns of this veil, that he doesn't need to watch over you anymore. It's kind of reached a point where we're all going to have to be responsible. And seeing this is a very big thing is for someone like me who, when all of my seniors have crossed the veil, like my mom and my dad and my grandparents, and I have a couple of aunt and uncle, then you become the person that people come to for advice, and you have to get mature very, very quickly. You know what I mean? Like my dad, he collapsed in 36 hours and he was the anchor, and you pull that anchor, woof. And he was a big man.
Yeah.
He was 150 pounds overweight, you know, when he started. He always said Guillain-Barré was the only diet that worked for him, but he didn't recommend it. And so we want to strengthen for if your grandfather comes through, that he recognizes. See, what's coming up is he doesn't recognize your daughters for being the age that they are. So he's talking to them like they're soldiers in their dreams. And that's not what they need. So we're going to strengthen for them to have really strong boundaries, you to have strong boundaries. It's a decade, see, 10 years that they've been on the earth here. He's so upset. He did not. Did he fight in the war?
Yes, but he really wasn't able ever to share details of his past and of his history. Oh my God. He lost his parents when he was 10, Colette. They were taken by soldiers, by Russian soldiers, because he lived in Germany.
Okay, so just stop for a sec. Just stop for a second.
Yeah.
I just want to check in with Olivia. Olivia, where are we at time-wise? Because
yeah, we've got some time.
Okay.
Yeah, about 10
just
minutes.
let me know, because he's coming in really. This is coming in.
Yeah, take 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he was in the war, fighting. Was he a soldier? At the age of, like, was he enlisted as a at a very young age?
Like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Is what we think. He wouldn't ever tell his granddaughter such a story, though, right?
No.
He couldn't do that.
No. But see, in dreams, like when Caleb comes on, he's one of my co-hosts now, and he does dream interpretation. And I think his next one is in May, that he will be hosting a show. Call in then and get him to interpret this. But if you want more satisfaction of detail, and he's also very good at shifting it, with love. And what's coming up is just really like there's a lot of concern from anger. Like, how old would your grandfather be if he was still on this planet?
99. Because he was born
99?
in 1922. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
See,
he was born in
see?
22. So
There's 100 years, because it's coming up a century and a decade, and your daughters are a decade old. His father passed when he was a decade old.
Yeah.
So he's very triggered on the other side. See, people think that when people cross the veil that all of a sudden they become really smart. But they, not necessarily. That's why I say, if you are going to be listening to others, that you want to listen to yourself first and foremost. And that's always been my thing. And that may sound funny because I have a whole 14-year series of dragons that I painted. And this one here is Harmony. And she's like from the throat chakra, singing. But I did not even bring these up until people started mentioning them, because I didn't want to appear to be crazy or something. So, like out of my mind, and too much thinking, or too much creativity, not enough thinking. And so, for someone like me, what I'm interpreting from what's going on right now is there's a generational thing happening. And I've noticed it, and I mentioned this on another, I think it was last show or whatever, that what's coming up is the concerns being passed down. And there was a certain, like my dad would be like, he would be like 72, 82, 90, 94 or something now, I think. So, but his energy is the same as your grandfather's energy. And it's kind of like, if he was on this earth right now, there'd be some men kissing the planet. He would be taking matters, and he did not fight for freedom. Freedom is not, what he's saying is, okay, so we need to tone him down. He's not talking to soldiers at night here. He's talking to two little girls who are very sensitive. So he's coming in with love to warn them. But a lot of this is his own unresolved terror for them. Do you understand? Like, and they're picking this energy up that he lost. How did he lose his father?
All I know is, all I was told is that Russian soldiers just took his parents, because they were Germans living in a German community in Russia.
So this is really common. This is really common when I think in many situations, and I think I saw this on a YouTube video regarding North Korea, is in the beginning, all of a sudden all these people are just disappearing in the night, and the people would just know, oh, uncle, like the older people disappear first kind of thing, and it's kind of like they'd wake up and they'd be like, oh, oh, we don't have Uncle Jim anymore, we don't have Auntie Sally or whatever, right? And it's just like, as a child, it would just be like an automatic, like, oh, this is just the way life is. People disappear. And so this is what is coming up for your grandfather, and for his generation is what's coming up, and how they would have handled things. But it's not like that anymore, because if you handled things the way they handled things, they'd be in jail now, because there's laws that protect quite often the perpetrators way more than anyone who's a victim. So we're just going to strengthen him. He was a big man too. Not a big man, a tall man. Mm-hmm. And big hands and like capable, you know? So we're just going to strengthen that energy and take it down a notch for when he connects with his, you know, like more of a lullaby energy. And we're just going to strengthen that. The pendulum swinging. Get in touch with it. What number when you think about them now?
4.
Yeah. So we're just going to strengthen really strong boundaries for everybody. This is really, really important right now. Because if we go, that's why in the face yoga, what I'm at night, what I'm focusing on is unwinding and letting the fear go. Because we are in a state of fear throughout the day. Everything's different. We're always on, you know, and so we have to really take a deep breath and remember that as the mother, and if you're a teacher or whatever, you know, if you're in a role where you're responsible for children or people, you know, even animals. Stella was like totally freaked this morning with all the noise and the energy and everything. And so if I react, then she's more afraid. If I stay calm, then she's going to be more calm. And this is what the queen bee does when in the hive, okay? You set the tone, you make some honey. Make some money, honey. You send those working bees out there to do what they came on this planet to do, whatever age, whatever's going on. And so now just get in touch with it, and we're going to go to a quick break here. And I just want to see what number you're
1.
Yeah.
I feel like a 1.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for calling in. We'll be right back after this short break. I could see we're needing to take one. We're live on Facebook, 1-800-930-2819. We'll be right back.
It's your turn to reclaim your life. Experience the unmitigated joy of breathing life into your own passions, into your own purpose. With me, life coach Ricky Schwartz at myturnlifecoaching.com. In the meantime, tune into my show, My Turn Life Coaching, live every second and fourth Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Hi, my name is Diane McClay. I'm comfortable being in front of people. How to make things work in a structured format made me feel a little nervous. Everybody I have worked with on the Transformation Talk team met me with enthusiasm. Their confidence in me spilled over to me and allowed me to just grab onto it and say, oh yeah, that's me and I can own it. Thank you for showing up for me. Thank you for allowing me to put my gifts into the world, and thank you for making me look good while I do it.
Stuck in a roundabout of dysfunction? Learn how to speak your truth to power with host Dr. Kathy Obear. Create real change with smart tools and smart strategies. No frills, no fluff, just life-changing conversations to help get you where you want to be. Extend your reach and become an agent for real change with Kathy Obear. For more information on Kathy and her work, please visit drkathyobear.com. That's drkathyobear.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm the host of Nothing But Now, Mindful Living with Dr. Mary Angela McGuire on Transformation Talk Radio. I share ideas, insights, and tools you can use to release yourself from fearful and negative thinking and live from a place of clarity and confidence. Please join me in each show where we challenge ourselves to change together. please go to my website, McGuireLifeCoach.com. That's McGuireLifeCoach.com. See you next time.
Hi, this is Colette Marie Steffen. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. We're live on Facebook, and we're talking to people about what's going on, what's happening right now. We have a caller that's been patiently waiting, a couple actually. We're going to take the first one here, Olivia.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that I energetically shifted those little ones not having those night terrors.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So we have Faith from Kelowna. Faith, you are on with Colette Marie Steffen.
Pardon me?
You're on with Colette Marie Steffen.
Yep, you're on the air.
Okay. Hi, Colette.
Hi. What I said, Faith, that sounds like a good thing to have right now.
Yes, no doubt about it.
What a good thing to... What can I do for you today? It's just...
Well, I'm feeling like I'm needing some shifting around business and love. I have two businesses that I'm trying to have go hand in hand, and I'm not sure how that's going to work. And
I know the feeling.
So I've been a little bit concerned about that, and then just had a new gentleman into my life, and I'm a little confused about that a bit.
Okay, so that's enough right here. Your number one concern is, excuse me, like it right away. I'm like, you're just like harmony. So when you add another, person to your life, a significant other, as I'm assuming you said you have a partner, right?
Well, he's not really a partner.
Okay, so that's what's coming up. Okay, so on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being I'm really bothered by this relationship, and I'm not picking on him as an individual or you or nothing about personality. Everyone that we choose as our significant other is just a reflection of us anyway. And so if they're being a real, blankety blank, then a significant other, you probably see something in them that is being reflected. And this is what's coming up is on general level in between many, many people right now. There's many people feeling disappointment in partners, in relationships in general. There's people feeling major disappointment in their relationship with their bank account at this time, if you test that. And when you think about it, it's just a matter of zeros. Like if you just had one more zero before the period, it's that much better. And yet zero is nothing, right?
Yeah.
So it's really important to recognize that many people are making mountains out of molehills and molehills out of mountains. It's like reverse perception is what's coming up. So this is a beautiful time. We pretty much had 2020 vision for a year now. We've had time to sit and reflect. And so that's what relationship is doing, is it's reflecting back. And what your number one weakness is that you're not 100% certain that this relationship is serving the purpose of why you got into it, which was to improve your life. Does that resonate?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So it's very interesting because a lot of people right now are really shifting as individuals very quickly. And for someone, that's because most people are not used to being alone with themselves. this much. And many relationships, if you think about it, most people that are cheating have to, go to the office or go pick something up or whatever. And when that's not happening, then the truth starts coming out. And so what's happening is a lot of people are feeling a lot of disappointment in general. When you get in touch with that, does that resonate with you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so what happens when we're in really intimate relationships, if we're feeling disappointed in ourselves, in our business, in our children, whatever, the disappointment, and this is when, it's like you don't want to take the blame for them. Like this, you want to be able to speak your truth and be very honest is what's coming up, and be yourself. And this is just the age. Is there children involved here?
No.
Well, is there does this person have, not young children, but children at all?
No.
Do you?
I have 2 daughters. Yeah, they're older though.
Yeah. Well, what's coming up is maturity-wise, are your daughters, do they have children?
No.
Okay. Because what's coming up is you're living with a bunch of people that have never raised children, and you have.
Yeah.
And that's what you feel like you're doing all the time, is raising children. Right. That's what's coming up.
Well, that's a big part of what my business is like. It's not actually children, but it's raising leaders, raising people or helping people grow.
Okay. So do you hear that buzz going on there? All of a sudden, that's the hedge guy. So and I think that's really good. Like all of this construction, all of this building going around me. I said I wanted construction. I said I wanted building. I said I want things to move and change and move forward. So now look and I'm just surrounded by progress. So this is what we have to, we have to just really understand. When I get in touch with it for you, it's expectations that you had of how this was going to go. And people need to leave room with each other, especially when you're starting a new relationship, to take it a little bit slower, because a lot of people it's actually really, really good. You're a blank canvas. You may as well paint a rainbow, right?
Yeah.
So anyone can become a better version of themselves. It's easier to become a better version of yourself. Seriously, it's way easier than becoming a worse version of yourself. So many, that's why I love that you're using the word faith. So, Olivia, how many minutes do we have left here?
Just
so
about
loud.
Just about 8 minutes.
Okay, good. Because we have another caller too. The hedge trimmers. I don't know if you can hear them. And the guys over here. Okay, he can now. Okay, so this is something that happened that was just so beautiful. I had one of my neighbors, her daughter's teenager, and was waiting for her mom to go to the mall because she really, 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 really wanted this special crystal, which I thought, oh, that's cool. And she said she's determined that she's going to go find it today and she's going to go get it and da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So I said, what kind of crystal are you looking for? And it was moldavite. And I have some beautiful moldavite, and it's very rare, and it's quite expensive, especially for a young girl saving her money up for some. So I said to her, oh, I've got a piece. Would you like it? And she was just like so thrilled over that crystal. And her eyes get so big, and she was like, no, I can't just take it. And I said, it chose you. And she brought me a beautiful card. It's right here, actually, to thank me. And it gave me a lot of joy to see someone her age that's been through so much, and that she has this love for a crystal and for wanting. And I asked her why, because Moldavite it empowers you to have your purpose intact. So we're just going to strengthen that Moldavite energy for everybody here. And just get in touch for yourself, because I was using you as a barometer for the disappointment. So when we look at someone we love, we don't want to look them in the eye and show them disappointment. Then they look at us and they say, oh, she's disappointed in me. And then it's like, oh, he's disappointed in me because you just saw the disappointment in him. And then he's like, oh, now she's really disappointed. You know, and it can be really challenging for men in particular, I feel, from maybe older generations that were taught, like we were just speaking before, to be feeling kind of like helpless. It's very challenging for them. Women are more used to, you know, like in the 50s, the 40s. My mother-in-law used to speak like she was in Saskatchewan in the, way back when. And, the women weren't even allowed to go in and have a beer in the bar. They waited in the car with the kids, and that was normal. So, this is what we have to understand. So we're just going to strengthen this for everybody, that things weren't so beautiful and perfect and they all went and they fell apart. And now it's like life is horrible. That's not what's happening. We have clear vision. We have a blank canvas. Right. Let's paint a rainbow. Olivia, how much time do we have?
We've actually only got a couple minutes left here.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. So I was in the zone, and I just wanted to make sure that I check in with you one more time just to see what number you're at when you get in touch with your relationship.
Probably about a 3 or 2. Yeah.
So 3's a crowd when it's an intimate relationship. So the crowd is everything else. It's just everything else. It's hard to be romantic in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure the men are really noticing. This is Colette Marie Steffen. You're listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Network. And we're also live on Facebook. And it's been a pleasure to connect with you. My new program will be coming up. Excuse me. My new program will be coming up in the next couple days, as soon as I can get the video done for the noise here. Bye for now.
You've been listening to The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens, with Colette Marie Steffen, gracing the airwaves every Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific since 2013. And we're live on Facebook, providing nuggets of wisdom from her book, The Truth is Funny, and 3-card consultations from Tales of the Vector Oracle. Colette has poured 14 years of energetic upgrades into this deck, and we can all predict what will happen if you continue in your wanton ways. Check out how you can become an official modern-day Dragon Sayer by visiting thetruthisfunny.com. Energetic upgrades to lift you, shift you, and power you to ride the wave of infinite potential. You are a blank canvas. May as well paint a rainbow. We'd love to hear from you. Call in next week. 1-800-930-2819.
Views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, or advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.